Hello. Mm-hmm. Mm. Good afternoon, evening, um, night, rising. Good rising. Let's all rise. Let's change that paradigm of saying good morning. Let's stop morning. Buenos dias. Hmm. Actually, starting nourishing myself. Mm-hmm. Well, my cacaocito. Oh, so that's an interesting topic. Good rising, evening. I'm gonna talk about and answer some questions about the twin flame soul mate journey and what has been given to me to the understanding was given to me through different experiences. Um, we all are love, we all are essence, we all are, and true love is unconditional love. This is only just one version, it's just my truth. Take what it resonates, is leave what is not with what does not resonate. We all get to be part of this journey. Ometeot. Yeah. We all get to be part of this journey of remembrance and remembering what is our true nature. And our true nature is love. Our true nature is essence. We are essence. We are unconditional love. The only love that is real, it's unconditional love. That's one of the truths that was given to me. I don't know if that resonates. Raise your hand if that resonates to you. You can. I'm gonna be answering some questions, actually. But the only truth of it is unconditional love. And unconditional love and love is real. It's free. It's what it made us. It's what it put everything together. It's what it gave us birth, and what it keeps the world moving around. Ometeot. Being said that, unconditional love is free. So let's start with the soul mate and twin flame journey. There's a lot of popularity out there. Were some questions that were sent to me. I wish there were more. If you have more, send me more questions. Or you can ask questions here. So, a lot of us were programmed to think that we were needed to be completed. I'm gonna tell what I know about twin flames and what I know about soulmates. Soulmates, basically now in the spiritual perception and spiritual movement, it's the experiences that the karmic experience we get to with people, or like before, when I was a child, when we were like younger, I remember that soulmate was like the ultimate person you came here to meet, that you came here to have an experience, that it was the person ideal for you. And now it's based on the on like just a karmic experience. Then twin flame journey, now it's what it's before, what it was before the soulmate. Now twin flame, it's the new age spiritual movement, based of this is my soulmate. In other words, basically, it's the person that came here to be match my frequency. It's gonna be the perfect reflection of my soul. We came here to save the world, basically. Uh, and well, and it has a different, also different explanations of how it came to be. Now, on how it explains now that twin flames are, because like we are clusters of souls and we are belonging from blah blah blah, and that and these souls, these twins come from the same cluster and the same center, and then it got splitted, so that's what we feel longing. For me, in my truth, in my essence, in the things that I have been tapping through many years, 22 and more and counting of experience of dissolving illusions of separation. My work is to dissolve illusions of separation, of lack, of scarcity. So when we all tap into that essence that we are whole. Our essence comes from one source, and that source is unconditional love. In that source, in that essence, nothing happened, nothing was left behind, nothing is missing, nothing is in lack. And then we come here to this experience, and then we forgot, and then we got reprogrammed, and then we were told that we needed someone to be completed. That's basically a BS story about that. So Disney Land told you that the Disney pictures told you that there's someone is gonna save our lives and come and save us, and we're gonna because in reality we are love. There's not, in my experience, I have gone through the journey, and I came back and I said like this is bullshit. Like it's not really founded in any solid ground of like, okay, if this person is gonna match my frequency and we are gonna be like one, if ideal for one of each other, then why is not working? And it's just because it comes from the illusions of separation. We never came here to be completed. We are not meant to be feel incomplete in the first point. The twin flame, the soulmate journey comes from an illusion of separation of self. When you anchor yourself in your source, and you don't need anyone and anything to be completed, to be reflected, to be reaffirmed or validated, and it's just creating more illusions of separation, of lack, of scarcity. So this is why people live moments that interpret it as a twin flame experience, because we all been told. I'm gonna go back to the story that we were meant to be completed by someone else, that we were meant to have someone that will fit our lives and that will fix our lives. And a lot of people lives in scarcity, in separation, in looking outside what it doesn't have within ourselves. So whenever a person falls in love, because we all came here to have a beautiful experience, and yes, we get to have experiences with people, we get to have experiences where we experience love, and then when we experience love, then we experience the illusions and the expectations, and when the expectations enter, that's when the whole thing gets tricky, because then we realize that it gets in a conflict our original source of love, which is unconditional love, which is free, and the idea of possessing a person, of wanting them and to fit our ideals and expectations, and then we start creating drama and we start depleting the person. And depending on in which, remember that what you are was without is within, as within it is without. So when you are living in lack, then you experience and manifest people that lives in lack. So it's gonna bring this match for tango, it needs two for tango. So when you are into a codependent relationship, you need to be someone that is the codependent and the other that is dependent. Um, so there's a lot of confusion that happens in this world. There's a lot of confusion. If we can agree about that like there's a lot of confusion out there. That's why the world is how it is. So that's one of the things why people live moments that interpreted the twin flame experience, is because they're living in lack. Because they are like, they want to idealize, they have this idealization of reality and they project it outside. It's like, no, this person has to be the perfect match for me. This person is the ideal and perfect that we're gonna come here, and that's not true. We all came to have, once you liberate yourself from yourself, you are allowing a person that is empowered as well in your life, so you both can co-create and live in that integrity space of co-creative space. No one needing energy from another. No one substituting a role of a father or a role of a mother, etc., etc. The world keeps us blind and not knowing that what to do or where to go in life. But with eyes always on God, we have the light of life and the true our footsteps on ourselves. That's very true. That resonates when we follow, when we tap into that infinite source that is our heart. It's nowhere else. Love lives within us. It's not outside of us. It's not an external entity. There's the one of the illusions of separation, that the first ones that was that God is outside, that we need to seek up to love and look up to God, when God is always here. Yes, there were many engineers and creators and being part of this experiment of humanity, but the true source is within ourselves. So basically, one of the questions was difference between twin soul and soulmate and twin flame, which I already explained. The other was does it feel a part of you or from you? So when you actually are when you actually walking in the path of radical self-love, in the path of embodying unconditional love, you become your most beloved. You are the embodiment. When you walk through the path of aligning your energies, feminine and masculine, and you become and you hold your divine feminine sacredly and let the divine masculine within you are leading the way, that's the twin flame journey at the end. Is knowing actually that your own twins is you. The ultimate twin flame is you. And no, like that's the reflection of you. So it doesn't feel apart from you. People keep looking outside, so they feel depleted and they feel separated from that self-love that actually they are looking for. And yes, I have gone into many experiences, very deep experiences of love with someone, and I got to the point of, and also this part of like the separation part, and I got to the point to realize that this mirror was just a mirror and a teacher that was teaching me to go back and love myself the way I want to love outside, and the way I want it to be, the way I seeking it. To the point I said to that divine teacher, you know what? If this is love, this is love that what you taught me, then I want to be loving you even in distance. I don't need you here. I don't need anything. I don't need you to come. I'm already feel you here, and I can love you from here. So it's the illusion. It doesn't feel from a part of you. It's not apart from you. It's inside you. It's within you. You are your ultimate beloved. And when you allow that to happen, then you start creating the frequency to start be welcoming open to receive the love that is what the world wants you to give you. That when you tapping into that frequency of radical self-love and unconditional love towards yourself and others, it's gonna be, the options are gonna get limited. You will think like, yeah, we'll have a lot of options, but no, you get limited, and then you realize how other people live in their lack. So if you engage with them, you will be engaging your own self-love for feeding illusions from outside. So it's really gets really tricky, because it's not like when you radical self-love, like you're gonna meet a person, yeah, and then it will appear, and I have, at this point I have access to this love, and people wants to give me that love. This woman wants to give me this love, but it's not like, oh, no, I'm gonna go for the first love that appears, if that makes sense. Like it requires transparency, it requires integrity, it requires trust, it requires constancy, and a lot of people is right now in their process as well. So understanding that everybody's in their own process, loving them unconditionally. How to manage more than one? Can you have more than one? So this is you can have as any, coming from this point of perspective, you can have any more than one. You came here to be, we all mirrors of each other. We all, our souls are twins. All our souls, even if I am man and the other man is a man, and even the gender, our soul is transgender, is androgynous. So our soul doesn't know a gender. So when I meet with a soul in front of me, I see them as my mirror, I see them as my reflection. So when I see a man or a woman, when I'm attracted to women, but I don't see that, I don't differentiate. And actually we all, when you're tapping into that, dissolving the subtle layers of what you were told, in a way we all are like kind of like bisexual. We have preferences, but like, and let's just be honest, I'm just being vulnerable right now. I'm not attracted to a man, I'm attracted to women. But then I see a man and I say like, yeah, that man is kind of cute. Like, it doesn't have anything to, like, it doesn't bother to anyone. If you have questions, now I'm answering questions. How to manage that one, the career and spirituality. So in the path of like a partner, when you start living in your power, living in your purpose, living in your divine soul path, everything is divine, by the way. In this vision, in this perspective, everything is divine. The shadow or the darkness is divine, so it's sacred. Everything. The only moment that we step out of divinity is when we judge the divinity by not saying that it's not divinity. So, but when we are in the path, when we are in our power, for me it has been quite a journey, because right now I don't differentiate. If like first when I was starting my path, and it's like, yeah, this person needs to be like has to have the same do the same things around what I do, it needs to be like this and that. But now it's like, no, actually, like, it can be anything, as long as there's a mutual respect and there's a mutual understanding that we love each other. We might co-create, we are co-creating an experience together. We might co-create, I mean, in a way it's also very good to have a co-creative vision and like a pointing where you want, what you need, and face into that, going towards that mission, having those goals as a couple. But it's not that you need to have the same career in spirituality, or you need to have like the same um, activities or do the same things. You can do them, it will nurture a lot than more than a person that is doing something totally different than the other and they rarely understand what they're doing. Why people have moments. Oh well, yeah, I got that one. And then this one. Can we live without our twin flame if we already have met her? Oh, yes. We came here in this world alone, and we're going alone. So we can definitely live without our twin flames. What our twin flame wants, which ultimately our twin flame is us, is that we radically love ourselves. That we don't give our power away to other person for us to need completed or feel completed. If you have any other questions, who's left? Aloncito. This is an exercise, but so we can live without our twin flame. We have already met her. Yes, we can live totally without them, as my understanding. We don't need them. We don't need anyone, but we need. The only purpose for me in this point right now is the only purpose of having a partner is to bring children, create a new generation. Our soul wants us to be fulfilled, and that fulfillment is radical realization of self, realization of the love that we are, and acceptance of our own selves, without expecting, without judging, without analyzing, rationalizing, without conditions, loving without conditions. So when you start tapping into loving without conditions, then you start tapping into also in dissolving all the illusions that might separate you from others. Like it's funny because when Trump, for example, I'm gonna bring the politics. When Trump appeared, it triggered the shit out of me, as everyone's, But then I said, like, okay, I have to learn how to be the learning how to work with my triggers and do the proper shadow work. Doing proper shadow work I have done proper shadow work that actually I want to hug all these teachers, Trump, the presidents, different presidents, especially one of Mexico, especially like in the United States, or like all these public figures. I have to learn how to love them and see their mastery and see their message. So everybody is beautiful in essence. So understanding that's fine lines and understanding those layers. So yeah. I'm gonna keep asking questions about what is because there's many outside, a lot of things outside, a lot of misunderstanding, a lot of misguiding, because this is one of the things that has been put the program in humanity in slavery. To feel the need to be completed. To looking outside for what is not looking for what we don't have within ourselves. And there are a lot of spiritual accounts and spiritual mentors, or I don't even know what there are mentors for, but a lot of guides that keep reinforcing that program, the separation, that you need to be complete by someone. No, we are meant to be complementing everyone, and everyone is meant to complement us, but it's not from needing, it's not from how you call it, like owning. And definitely nothing is ours. Nothing is ours. Not this body, not these eyes, not this mouth. And how I'm gonna be like saying that my partner and my wife and my whatever, like it's meant to be an union, a co-creative team that we came here to create as anyone. But that doesn't mean that it's completing you, or and that's definitely one of the illusions of that keeps humanity in separation and out of sovereignty. The need to be completed. Twin flame doesn't exist. It's within yourself. The twin flame, the radical twin flame journey is within yourself. No one else. And there's no soulmates. All our partners, all the persons that we came across to have an experience of a relationship are meant to be teachers, guides that guide us back to within and say, okay, what can I work from within? What can okay, I feel insecure. Okay, let's work with that. Okay, I need to feel control. No, this thing is triggering me. Okay, working with that trigger. And partner is meant to be a reflection of you, and it's gonna be guiding you. And for those that can hold the frequency of unconditional love and have the courage to see each other's reflections without expectations, without conditions, just being present and holding each other accountable and transparent and communicative and present, and got to and can reflect our blind spots. That's a blessing. A lot of people, when you start diving deep, there's gonna be a lot of people that likes to run away, and they don't have the courage to step in and show up, and that's fine. They want to keep playing games, they want to keep being aloof, they want to keep not being present, blah 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 blah. It's fine, it's their journey. But once that you have set your boundaries and standards, you can establish a parameter, or what you need for a partner, what you want and what you need, and write it down, and then it will appear, and then you get to work with it, but not with them from attachment. It's not from this person came to save my life, we are wanting to serve the world and we're gonna change the world and blah blah blah. What is shadow work? Judy Mexica. Thank you for actually the old soul journey, the twin flame soul journey. Shadow work is the working with the aspects of self that are separated, that can. Shadow is not about anything has to do with darkness. Shadow is soul retrieval. Hey, shadow work. If you have any questions about twin soul journey, twin flame journey, soulmate, this is the video about that. But the twin flame or the soulmate or whatever partner is gonna bring you to do shadow work. Shadow work is okay. What's the work that needs to be done within ourselves for you can become the best and greatest version of yourself? You came here to embody soul. So here, Rodrigo, me, what I think is me is not only me. It's not me. I'm soul. And soul is unconditional love. This is your essence. This is your gift. And soul and unconditional love has many qualities. So what is shadow work? Okay, where do you need to be more compassionate? Where do you need to be more understanding? Where do you need to be more forgiving? Where do you need to accept the things so you don't. What is it your triggers? Does it trigger you? What does it trigger you? Your mother? What triggers you from your mother? Okay, these things are aspects that you don't see on yourself. Shadow work is the aspects of self that were forgotten, and is the part of self that feels separated and forgot to see it, and is afraid to see itself. It's shadow work is about remembrance. It's to bring unity point. It's to bring understanding to those areas that needed to be healed and integrated. So when, in the case, and I'm gonna bring back this to the twin flame and soul mate journey, we came to the conclusion that they don't exist. The ultimate radical twin flame that you ever gonna have is you. Twin flame soul journey, or what is happening in the spirituality world, it's this bullshit. It's just meant to separate you from yourself. It keeps you giving your power away to an exterior force, and a lot of people, so you keep totally feel separated. That's a program from, if you want to call it, from the devil meaning the forgetfulness, to keep us separated, to keep us to stop not being sovereign. Radical self-love, unconditional love, which is the path that I am, we become all. We become one. We become everything. So from that perspective, we don't need anyone. We don't need anything. So yeah, shadow work is meant to reflect you the areas of your life that love was forgotten. For what? For having a more loving life, for having a more loving relationship, for having an abundant life, for having all the life manifested in your dreams, in your dream life manifested into your life. To make shifts in reality, to make shifts in your relations, to forgive all your relations, to make you aware on those areas that the inner child was forgotten. I guide people into process, into the shadow work. Actually, one of my clients is here. I don't know if he's still here, but I get them go deep. I get them to go deep into the shadows, deep into the what was our soul came here to experience four of the five wounds of the soul, which are rejection, abandonment, treason, injustice, and humiliation. So this happened in a very early childhood. So it's through shadow work we retrieve those aspects that were fragmented in this early child through these wounds that were fragmented and were forgotten that they were see. So we retrieve soul, we heal inner child, and we use our wounds, our fears into power. We become to learn how to be master alchemists of our reality. So we don't get our power away to the triggers, to what makes us feel bad, to what makes us feel anger, to what makes us feel sad, to what makes us feel disempowered. So when we fall into the illusion that we need someone else, we fall into this illusion that, oh, I feel uncompleted. I feel like life doesn't love me. Love me back, and all these breakup things. I mean, obviously we get used to each type of frequency when we have in a partnership, and there's a process of mourning and reintegrating with ourselves and re-understanding, like, okay, we are not in this format anymore of life, so we get to understand how to live without each other. But so yeah, Judy, if you have like an inquiries or you want a consultation, I give like 10 minutes free consultation, so you know where to go, or if you want to go deeper with me, we can do that. So yeah, it's like a lot of things. It's like, okay, the breakup thing, the breakup is like going back to self-love. Our reflections, our partners are meant to reflect us back to ourselves, to radical love ourselves, to be an actual confirmation that we love ourselves. So when we love ourselves fully, we can manifest a person that will reflect that love that we are at all moments and all times. Other questions are welcome. So when we are in the path of realizing our soul's dream, we came here to be from nothing, like from everything, into this totality and this singular experience. And in this singular experience, our egos get formed, and our egos get programmed, and our egos, and then our ego is our sense of identity. That doesn't make us. That doesn't make the ego bad or good. It's just our sense of identity, and we just need to realign this ego to our soul, so we can always be embodiment of truth of our soul, of our unconditional love, and abundance in all ways, not just financially. Abundance is everywhere. Abundance of joy, abundance of health, abundance of seeing the opportunities. Once, in one of the deep journeys with medicine, plant medicines, I got the message of God. It was God through the medicine of Wolf Alvarius. Anyway, as well as beautiful experience, it showed me, God told me about the 7 qualities of love, and we all came here to be embodiment of the 7 qualities of love. I didn't know anything about this. I went into the journey and I was giving this message, 7 qualities of love, and it was like, okay, we came here, you as being of unconditional love, you came here to embody unconditional love, and I have gave you these 7 qualities of divine love that you came here. And it didn't give me the words for them. It was more like a knowing of them. It was more like, okay, and it showed me how we all came here to be unconditional love being and unconditional giving. And the only reason that we like some people and we dislike other people, don't feel attracted to other people, is through the programming that we came through. The only reason that we find someone attractive and someone less attractive is because the standards and illusions of beauty, of perfectionism, that was implanted into us. But in reality, we all soul and we all beautiful. And I was told how and shown how, if we in this utopian world, that if we all be vibrating unconditional loving and unconditional giving and unconditional receiving, because everything in life is a giving and a receiving, we will be basically living in this communal, polyamorous in a way, kind of orgy, but it was nothing about sex, because which 7, so like it was more like an knowing of them, not like I can tell them like, this, but I can tell you like there was the love that nurtures, like parenthood, the love that loves like a friendship, the love that loves like a lover, the love that loves like a partner, the love that loves like a child, the love that loves that nurture, that procures. So we all came with different, as we all came with different characteristics of self, of some people is good at math, some people is good at art, some people is good at driving cars, some people is good at technical stuff, some people is good at conversating, some people is good as listeners or creating. So these qualities of love, we all don't came with different. So we have like these codes on our soul that will be a match. So when there's a match, we can have like a friendship, we can have our friendships or partners or parents and sons, so and daughters, like or sisters and brothers, like a sister love, brother love, like and the only reason like we need rules is because we don't have, like as a collective, we don't have common sense. We need to being told what to do and how to think and how to act and how to behave, because we have been separated so much from our heart that we don't have any fucking idea of how is it living without rules. But the rules are meant just to break, give our power away, and like take us this sovereignty away. If we all connect with our heart and that truth of our hearts, we don't need rules. We don't need laws. We don't need governments that govern us to do their bullshit laws. You know, because it all is fall into common sense, and this common sense will guide us. This common sense tells us like don't hurt others, or this common sense tells us like help here, or procure here, or show that you care in this place, and like like this is common sense. But we all, like, the society needs rules to be fulfilled, and other like so. Uh, because right now we need these structures of rules of society on how to behave towards each other, that we will, like, we have to been taught that we have to respect people, and we have to be equal to each other, and we don't have to be racist to each other, but in that's it, that because we've been programmed like in deep big fucking program of separation from heart. So in these 7 qualities of love that God gave me was about how, if we all connect to that truth and that essence and that unconditional love, we will have the discernment and the common sense to how to relate with each other, and how to respect each other, and how to honor each other. So we will not trespass any boundaries that were not solicited, and because that's what happens with like all the rape things and all the sexual abuse, is like not honoring the sacredness. So we will be in that 7 qualities, like we will be like co-creating a loving experience between each other, and there will no possessions, no labels, because also the labels, I'm gonna go, thank you the labels are come here to labels put everything into boxes and limits the experience. When there's no conditions, when love has no conditions, we are open to the infinite possibilities of creation. When we put labels, we put conditions, and we put contracts, and we put ideals and expectations and illusions and blah blah blah, and it gets like, and that's is not a love that is real. So that's why unconditional love is important, to understand that our expectations, our illusions and conditions are bullshit. And by putting a tag into someone, is just limiting the experience for something to fully flourish. I'm not 100% into polyamory, but I understand that we all came to here to have a unique experience with everyone. No one owes you, no one owes me, no one owing anyone, but having a unique experience. Call it a playful thing or serious stuff, and not even serious is on putting it into cage. Reminds me of El Arte del Amor, this psychologist. I took a course about him in UNAM. Se me fue el nombre. Eric Fromm. This is great psychologist. Yeah, haven't read it actually. They sent it to for me to read it, but I never felt called to read it. I read like parts, but just for homework. But yeah, I bet. I mean, and then I went like these 7 qualities of love. Actually, like I went to research them in the internet to see like what's these 7 qualities of love. And then if you type 7 qualities of love, there's a 7 qualities of love of God, and there's a whole literature about um, around the 7 qualities of love. I didn't have anything to know, like any idea that that would exist. I was, and then it's like I stopped questioning that I was really getting divine channelings from many years before that, but this was one of the well, like 4 years ago. But it's like things are really happening when you start tapping into yourself, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna get rid of my bullshit. I'm tired of my bullshit. What is real? Show me what is real. The only thing real is love. Unconditional love is the only thing real. That tropical rain sounds so soothing. Yeah, it's been amazing. Thank you for noticing that. It's been actually a really beautiful day. Rainy. It's been raining all day, which I'm really grateful because it's been so hot these days. Even though we are entering into rainy season here in Costa Rica. Where are you? Where are you guys? Thank you so much for joining, and thank you for Hardly. Hi. So I don't know if you have been into the twin flame journey, or soulmate journey, or polyamory. Have you? You're back to New York City. Nice. How is it there? Polyamorous, monoamorous. But yeah, it's quite a journey, definitely. Um, and it helped me. Thank you for those that stayed, because it helped me a lot to restructure my ideas. Because I want to make a formal video about it, and right now it was more like a understanding. But yeah, labels, and then how to go into this. But yeah, thank you. Are you meaning separation? Are you meaning separation from the love of one source? Yes. That when I say separation, when I say it's about the illusions of separation, I normally talk about the separation from one love source, which that is one love source is a whole. It's everything. It's nothing else, and it's nothing to the point that you can create anything. That's the infinite realm of possibilities. That's what I understand when, for example, the Eckhart Tolle and the other guy talks about the infinite realm of possibilities. But yeah, that's one source. That's God for me. That's source. So when you tap into that wholeness, when you understand and become and embody that one love, one source, you need anything. You're self-sustained. You are self-loving. You are creating your own reality, and you become more active and more present and actual participant into the world, and how to show up and be part of it in an active way instead of being just playing a role. But yeah, so there's a lot of like illusions there, because once that you start tapping into that wholeness, you're gonna start projecting that, and people is gonna be like, some people is gonna be like, oh, like it's gonna feel either attractive or repulsive, because you're gonna be feeling more authentic. You're gonna be becoming more authentic, and one of the things is that a lot of people is not authentic. A lot of people have stepped out from their authenticity to step in these conditions and programs and templates and molds to fit in They have been a lot of entities that have forgot their true nature, and they need to shape shit into something that they are not, so they can like come into a reality that they need to suck energy. And there's many kinds of those. And in the spiritual world, there's a lot of infiltrators and infiltrations. So yeah, and there's a lot of things. When I was called to actually do here in Costa Rica, doing a ceremony for 70 women in a festival called Envision. Um, my first Envision festival was last year, and I came here as a guest, and I said, it would be nice to have like a experience here if I have a purpose. And next year, I don't know how it manifested. They invited me to be part of it, to serve as a cacao ceremony for these people. But one of the realizations, it's a spiritual transformative festival, like it's all about the theme into the spirituality, but then you start realizing there's a lot of templates, and there's a lot of people that it's not authentic. And a lot of people talks about love, but don't really know about what their love actually is. And they were like, and these people that is actually like looking, it was just like seeing how people wanted to seek love outside of them, because it's a massive gathering with like, and a lot of beautiful people happen to be, but it's like more like a predator thing. Like they're, instead of like everybody's anchoring their own love, it's like I have been in other transformational festivals that didn't feel like that. For Bhakti Fest in Joshua Tree, for example, is one of them. But when you start tapping into your actual, hello lavender, and that infinite creative potential that you are, and then like radical self-love for self, you start radiating, and then you don't care fucks about who to be completed, that someone is gonna be completing you. You just radiating love, and you're just loving everything, and you're just loving the whole experience, and you're loving every reflection. And when you start having like chemical reactions towards someone other, you have no limits and no excuses, and just, hey, would you like to play? Yes, why not? Like, let's play. And then like you can start creating this co-created experience. But like the thing that someone is gonna complete you, that's bullshit. Don't fall into that illusion of like what it puts you out there in the, like you have to love the person you love become. Yes, you are, Lavender. You're definitely a beautiful reflection of love. I love your messages and your music. Thank you for creating everything that you create. First, you need to fall in love with the person you are to actually manifest and a person that you can fall in love with. And you can learn with someone, and if that person is willing to show up and be present and hold the frequency and show, as I said, show the frequency, hold the frequency, be present, be transparent, be integrate, and having clear communication, then why not having an experience? But that don't give it the label. But by putting a label of a relationship, or is my twin flame, or is my soulmate, you're already giving your power away, and you're limiting that experience into be whatever that experience needed to be, because you are respecting already. You're putting expectations, you're putting conditions that experience has and must be that perfect thing, that it will fit you and I will save you from this horrible world that we live in. Which actually is not. This beautiful garden here, this heavenly garden. Like, get to yourself to explore, take yourself to dates, take yourself to travel the world. You will meet awesome people. You are awesome as well. If you have any questions about twin flames, now is the time. I'm just playing with the, you have Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, it's we hello. So we get to have and co-create an experience together and have fun with the experience. Because if you're gonna be manifesting a partner that is gonna be aloof and it's gonna be disappearing and it's gonna be shady and it's gonna be um, um, projecting you and reflecting you lack, why would you want that from yourself? Why would you want to experience a reflection of yourself that you want to that? Is that so much the lack of love that you feel towards yourself? This need of seeking, hunting, going outside for what you don't have inside. Actually, I was talking to one of my clients, well, yeah, today about like this. We all came to be flowers. As I see it, we are all soul in this beautiful garden of nature, and we are flowers. Our soul and our ego is meant to be a flower. Our ego is not bad or good. It's the tool that soul uses to identify, to identification and working through to complete this tasks and the divine plan of this soul. But it's not good or bad. But we need to reprogram, clear the illusions of separation of lack through shadow work, and then become embodiment of soul, which is embodiment of soul is a flower. It's a beautiful flower, authentic, unique flower. A flower doesn't compare to another flower. A flower doesn't say like, oh, that flower is nicer than me. A flower just blooms and says like, this is me, and I am love, and I'm this kind of love. I'm this. And then the bees come. Flower doesn't need to do anything to complete itself, to germinate. It doesn't need to hunt to another flower. The bees come, feel attracted to that flower, the pollinators, and then they take the essence to another, and then the creation happens. But when you are you become in love with the person you are, you become that flower, and then you can, and I will say, then you're ready to show up in a relationship, unless you want to learn. But there is in the process, and you can learn, you can do whatever the fuck you want with your life. You have a free will. But for me, has been very clear. Now I'm now, or like, I'm not close to a relationship. I'm open to any possible experience that makes me grow and helps me liberate myself. But I'm saying like you can learn, but you can get attached. There's a lot of people that gets attached to partners, and they want to grow, and then the relationship holds things back, and there's this condition, and there's already these contracts, and it's like, don't grow without me, and like, oh no, but like, okay, I love you, so I don't grow. I like, and it's like, no, like if the person wants to travel, let them travel. If the person wants to grow, let them grow. If the person feels curious of experimenting itself and experiencing itself like with other person, that is like, yeah, go. I'd like, there's no insecurities. Open your heart, drink a lot of cacao. So I have 50 seconds remaining. So I want more questions. I want more questions to dive. I love this one. What is shadow work? All my posts are about shadow work. Trust in yourself. So I'm gonna leave. I might go do another live. So if you want to join me in the next one, this is just an exercise. We get to have a conversation. If you want to join and show up in the requested call, if you want to call me and have a conversation, let's do that.